So FCLT is working on this question of how do we rewire capital markets to be longer term, and Carmine is on our board, which we very much appreciate. And so I think that the way that we have thought about a lot of this is a lot of the bashing of the shareholder is really the bashing of the short-term shareholder. It's the person who is buying the stock today and then says that the company needs to change tomorrow. And so what we've been thinking a lot about what are the levers for long-term behavior, or conversely, what causes a lot of the short-term behavior. And we really think there are a handful of them. The first is governance. If you have a short-term board, it's pretty hard to be a long-term company. The second are incentives. If many people in this world are paid in a very short-term way or rewarded in a short-term way, if we give people an incentive to be short-term, we shouldn't expect something different. The third is engagement. You were talking about this already, between investors and companies. Oftentimes, the conversation between investors and companies goes through others, goes through intermediaries, and it's sort of, it's the old game of telephone. It gets lost in translation. So how to have that engagement better. And then we think a lot about strategies that require an upfront investment for an uncertain future payoff. So investing in talent, investing in physical capital, investing in innovation, investing in risk management. None of those things are going to come to fruition tomorrow, but companies that don't do those in the long run end up in trouble. And then we think a lot about metrics, and Carmine has mentioned this already. But what are metrics that investors actually care about? And I think this is part of the problem, because many people have thought about metrics and put forward metrics about their own company, and then they get frustrated because the investors don't care. So those are the things that we're working on, and I think that my hope, at least, to your title here, is that this is the year that we can shift from a lot of Davos talk and a lot of ambition to really implement some of those things.
Can I ask you one follow-up in that sort of spirit of getting concrete here in Davos? What should incentives start to look like in this model? Do you have a kind of prescription for how you integrate long-termism, sort of stakeholder thinking, into boardroom level incentives?
So we don't have a prescription. We're doing work on it, and what I would say is there are two sort of 180-degree different philosophies. One is pay for performance, and you could have that pay for performance be financial metrics such as EPS or revenues. You could also have that pay for performance be ESG metrics or other sorts of metrics. The other philosophy is to close the principal-agent gap. So as you all know, we have agents who are management who work on behalf of the owners and the other stakeholders. And so, for example, Norges, who runs the big Norwegian sovereign wealth fund, has made a proposal that CEOs should be paid in stock that is locked up for 5 to 7 years post their tenure. So even if they retire, even if they step down, someone else is running the company. So that mindset is very long-term, which is build for the long-term future, and that comes back to this grow the pie for everybody mindset. We don't have a prescription of which one's right, but it's a very important topic.